What's going on? Welcome to episode 1, guys. And today we're going to be running over a bunch of different things, but we're going to start off with electricity. So when we first got this building, it was actually a mechanic shop. It was an old mechanic shop. Hasn't been updated in years, as you can see. This is the old box that was here before. We're updating. These are new boxes. We're getting one more box coming in from consumers, but this is the old box, probably 30, 40 years old. As you can see, it's not going to be up to code. It's very, very old. But yeah, so in order to update your electricity, obviously you need a crazy amount of electricity. We've only pulled a 400 amps total, which is it's nothing crazy. It's not a lot of power compared to if you needed to grow, you're going to need a lot more than 400 amps. That's not enough for a big grow. We also had to contact Consumers Energy because we had to pull a disconnect, as well as a brand new meter that's on the other side of the building, and they have to come out and run from the power tower to the building. So the power tower, I'll show you guys in a minute, it's outside. The rusted tower over there, that's the old meter. That's where the old power is going, and then the one next to it, it's actually a lot bigger, a lot thicker. So the new power is upgraded, so we gotta wait for Consumers Energy to come out. They're gonna run from that pole all the way down. They gotta touch it. So normally in the Detroit area, if you're running with DTE, the electrician can do that, but Consumers a little different. They said, no, you're not allowed to touch it. They want to touch it, they want to mess with it, so they're going to do that themselves. Got outlets running on pretty much all the walls, going through the ceiling. Got some recess lights going up in this hallway too. Some outlets over here going high and low. The reason we're going high and low is because when we put a counter here, desk or workbench, whatever, there's some things that we want to plug in down below versus up, so that's why we went high and low, high and low. This is going to be like the break room area, so we got a couple outlets going high and low. These are our heating and cooling systems, so these need to be powered as well. You can see, so we split the building into two when we were running HVAC, so one unit takes care of the other half of the building, this one takes care of the other. So I have two thermostats here that control the building. And we used DPS board for some of the walls, so I'm going to show you guys. So DPS board is pretty insulated. It's fire rated. It's made out. It's like if you walk into Sam's Club or Costco, you walk into the cooler room with like the milk, stuff like that is there, the vegetables. You're gonna see it's gonna be something like that. So it's very insulated. So let's say in the wintertime, it shouldn't take long to heat up, and the rooms, they hold the heat. Or for example, in the summertime, they hold the cold air that you're running through your AC because of how insulated it is. So it doesn't need much to power it up. These are actually, right, it's still cold. It's cold outside, and we don't have a running AC yet or heater, and these are pretty cold. It's colder inside than it is outside because of them holding the cold air. Also with the electrical, so we've got these LED strips instead of standard fixtures. They look nicer, they look more modern. That one's went out because we're not done working on it yet, but it just looks more modern, it looks a lot cleaner, and it's very easy to put together. They're cheap. They actually come in a 10-pack from Amazon. They're like $120, so it comes out to like $12 each light, and in a 5,000 square foot building, you need a lot of lights, so it adds up. So it's a nice way to save money, and they do look good. They're just simple plug-in, and they connect to each other. So we're gonna just run them all through these outlets, and then we're gonna have like a switch that controls the outlet. So turn the light on, turn it off. But in the other room, we're gonna have motion detection, so when you walk in, it turns on automatically. Obviously, like I said before, it was an old mechanic shop when we took over this building. So there was windows. This whole front of the building was all windows. So we got the windows boarded up, fixed. This was a window here. The first thing we did when we took over, everything had to be gutted out. Start fresh. The whole inside just completely gutted out. As you can see, pretty much it's a naked building. There's no insulation on the side. We did insulate the ceiling when we did the DPS board on these couple of rooms, once we board up the windows, we gutted everything out. After we gutted everything out, then we started on our build out. So you want to work with an architect, or well, you need to work with an architect if you're doing a state licensed facility, because they need the architect stamp, and you got to send plans to the city, the state. The city might not be as strict as the state. The state is always usually more stricter depending on what city you're in. Basically, work with the architect, plan out how you want your build out to be. We planned everything out, so we just kind of went from there. When you do your build out, if you're using drywall, you gotta use steel studs. You can't use regular wood studs. It's against code, because during commercial buildings, you gotta use steel studs. For the drywall, once you get the steel studs up, then we've got the drywall going up, and the drywall has got to be 5/8 for fire rated, as you can see the sizing over there. So once that goes up, the DPS board, this is steel, so there's no wood in here, so this is fine. Doors, they can't be wooden doors, they got to be fire rated as well. I want to say it's 45 minutes to 60 minutes fire rated. It depends on the city, or I believe. I'll double check, but as you can see, we were safe. We got 90-minute fire rated doors, steel doors, so no wood. So the bathroom, this is where the toilet's gonna be. And we only have one bathroom, we're not a crazy big operation, just a 5,000 square foot building, so we just have one bathroom, and it's gotta be handicapped. So that means, I believe it's 6 feet diameter from the toilet, so that way if a person's in a wheelchair or they're handicapped, they need room to move around within the bathroom. It can be a very small bathroom. Obviously, you guys gotta pull permits because this is a state licensed facility, so you gotta pull like electrical permits, builder's permit, plumber's permit, HVAC permit, all that. So the requirements to pulling that permit does vary from city to city. It goes off city ordinance, so it really depends. Some cities are very laid back. Some cities want a lot of information from you before they give you the permit. So it really depends. But yeah, make sure you guys work with a licensed, electrician, builder, all that they know what they're doing, because if the city you're in is strict, they're gonna want to see plans. They want to see what exactly they're doing. So if they don't know what they're doing, they're not licensed, they're not even gonna be able to pull the permit anyways. You gotta be a licensed contractor. But yeah, and of course, you want them to do the right work with the city, because they're gonna deal with the city a lot back and forth depending on what they're doing. And a lot of these brands, they don't want to show you this. We're being 100% transparent. No other brand will show you guys what we're doing. They don't want to show them how you're doing it or how they're building their facility, stuff like that. But we're 100% transparent. They don't want you to see this. We're gonna show it to you guys. Make sure you guys like and subscribe. Any questions, any concerns, hit the comments or hit us on Instagram, Midwest Extracts MI. Our DMs are open to any questions, so make sure you guys like, subscribe, and give us a follow on IG. And stay tuned for the next vlog. We're gonna have some crazy shit going on. There's gonna be a lot of progress, and in June we got something big for you guys coming through.